Teaching Labrador Retrievers to play fetch, tips and techniques. Labrador Retrievers are known for their energy, friendliness, and eagerness to please. These qualities make them great pets, but they also make them ideal for activities that involve physical and mental stimulation, like playing fetch. Teaching your Labrador to play fetch can be a fun and rewarding experience, but it requires some patience and effort. In this article, we'll go over some tips and techniques for teaching your Labrador to play fetch. Before we dive in, it's important to note that Labrador Retrievers are highly trainable, but they also have their own unique quirks and personality traits that can impact their ability to learn. Some Labradors may take to fetch right away, while others may need more time and repetition. Don't get discouraged if your Labrador doesn't catch on immediately. With consistency and positive reinforcement, they will eventually get the hang of it. The first step in teaching your Labrador to play fetch is to get them interested in the toy or object you'll be using. Choose a toy that is durable and comfortable for your Labrador to hold in their mouth, like a tennis ball or a frisbee. Show them the toy and play with it yourself to pique their interest. Once they show interest in the toy, hold it out to them and let them sniff and investigate it. The next step is to teach your Labrador to pick up the toy. Start by placing the toy in front of them and saying "pick it up" or "get it." Use a treat or a favorite toy to lure them towards the toy, and praise them when they grab it with their mouth. Repeat this process several times until your Labrador is comfortable picking up the toy on their own. Once your Labrador is consistently picking up the toy, it's time to begin teaching them to bring it back to you. This is the trickiest part of teaching fetch, as some Labradors may be inclined to run away with the toy rather than bring it back to you. To start, throw the toy a short distance in front of you and say "fetch" or "go get it." When your Labrador picks up the toy, call them back to you using a command like "come" or "here." If they come back to you with the toy, give them a treat and lots of praise. If they don't come back to you with the toy, don't chase after them or scold them, simply go to where they are and gently take the toy from them, then try again. As your Labrador becomes more comfortable with the game of fetch, you can gradually increase the distance you throw the toy and the difficulty of the retrieval. You can also introduce other types of toys or objects to keep things interesting. Just make sure they are safe for your Labrador to play with. Here are some additional tips and techniques for teaching your Labrador to play fetch. Use positive reinforcement. Praise and treats are powerful motivators for Labrador Retrievers, so make sure you are rewarding them for good behavior. When they bring the toy back to you, make a big fuss and give them a treat or a favorite toy. Keep it fun. Playing fetch is supposed to be a fun activity for both you and your Labrador, so don't get too caught up in the mechanics of the game. If your Labrador gets distracted or wanders off, try not to get frustrated. Just make it a game and keep things light. Be patient. As mentioned earlier, not all Labradors will take to fetch right away. It's important to be patient and consistent in your training and to celebrate even small successes along the way. Set boundaries. Labradors are known for their energy and enthusiasm, which can sometimes translate into them getting overexcited during playtime. Set boundaries and make sure your Labrador understands what behavior is acceptable and what isn't. Use a clicker. Clicker training is a popular method for teaching dogs new behaviors. When your Labrador does something right, click the clicker and give them a treat. Over time, they will associate the sound of the clicker with a reward and begin to learn new behaviors more quickly. In conclusion, teaching your Labrador to play fetch can be a fun and rewarding experience for both you and your pet. With some patience and effort, you can teach your Labrador to retrieve objects and bring them back to you. Remember to use positive reinforcement, keep it fun, and be patient. Before you know it, you and your Labrador will be playing fetch like pros.